Hey everybody, it's Stacy with As the Tea Brews. I am very excited about today's video. This is going to be quite a large haul from Old Barrel Tea Company. I was able to visit 2 of their stores during our travels and I bought several teas at each store. They had a great deal when you shop in person versus online, and so I just couldn't pass it up. Abby was my partner in crime at these shopping locations, and we had a lot of fun smelling the teas, tasting the teas, looking around, seeing all the goodies. If you missed that video, you can check it out, I will try to link it below. We bought lots of stuff and had lots of fun. So we visited the Albuquerque store and the Flagstaff store. At Albuquerque store, we kind of bought more teas that we would be interested in drinking hot, which is how we drink most of our tea in this household. And at the Flagstaff store, we switched gears a little bit and we decided to buy an iced tea pitcher and several teas to make iced. So without further ado, let's get started. I do have one of the teas steeping over here. I don't know if you can see it. I think I have to lift it up. I've got one steeping here that I have not tried yet, that I've seen online, that I am very interested in, and I really hope that it tastes good because I've been very excited to try it. I do have about 1 minute left on my steep time, so I'll have to interrupt this to go ahead and pour that tea. So maybe I should tell you guys about that one first. Okay, so the first one is chocolate orange pu'er. Okay, so this one says moderate caffeine, citrusy, decadent, and earthy. And this says lovely served hot with a spoon of honey and a dash of cream. I'm wearing my contacts today, you guys, and I don't read up close quite as well with my contacts. I might have to throw my reading glasses on just to help me with that, but sorry about all of the holding out and the squinting. That is just, it comes with age, right? Is anybody else with me, or are you all young spring chickens watching this video? Okay, so my timer is up and I'm going to pour this tea and we're gonna try it. I have got my favorite little teapot from Kinto, and I did see that I think Sarah and T picked this teapot up, and a couple other people have purchased this. Some of my viewers have asked about it. I love this. I got it on Amazon. I think it was around $30, but it's just so convenient. And I love letting the tea leaves kind of swirl around in the teapot, and I love watching them and just seeing the color, and it's very easy to clean, and I love it. So I will make sure to link that below as well. No, I don't get any kind of profits from that or sales. I just really love the teapot. So, and then this is one of my favorite teacups from David's Tea. And I think that they still have these, and at certain times of the year, they'll have different colors and styles of them. And I just love this teacup for everyday use. Okay, it smells. It does not smell as orangey and chocolatey steeped as it did in the container. I will say that, because it smells very delicious and orangey and chocolatey when you smell it dry. I steeped this tea for 7 minutes. It's kind of hot, to be honest right now. Okay, so the orange is more in the background in this. I would have liked a little bit more orange flavor, but it could have been just the part that I scooped. But this is a little bit more chocolatey and earthy, and it does taste very rich. With just the orange, just a little bit in the background there. So I think this is going to be a really yummy tea. I could add a tiny bit of honey to this. That might make it even more kind of decadent and bring out that sweetness. Okay, I'll try that again when it cools down. And I would like to say sorry about my crazy hair. I've decided to kind of start wearing it curly instead of blow drying it straight all the time, because it just felt like the thing to do. When we were traveling, I couldn't blow dry it. I did one day, and then the humidity made it frizz up and go curly again. And so I'm like, just gonna wear it curly. And so I've been wearing it curly. And I don't know, it's kind of fun, kind of different. So, but it's a little wild today. Okay, so this chocolate orange pu'er, it says to steep 7 to 10 minutes. And it's a pu'er tea with orange peels, cocoa nibs, cocoa shells, safflower, and natural flavors. And so here is the tea. And this is one that I've been wanting to try for a while. So I'm gonna retry this one again in a few minutes. So far, I do think it's very delicious. I just wish that it had a little bit more of an orange flavor in it. Okay, so I'm just gonna start grabbing teas at random here. You know what, I'm just gonna get this one out of the way. This is their iced tea pitcher, and it is by a company, and I'm sure I'm saying this wrong, but it's Takeya, Takeya. And so I think you can get this pitcher elsewhere, but I love this because it is spill proof. You brew the tea in it, and then you put the ice in, and you shake it up with the ice in there, and it flash chills it to lock in all of that flavor, and it makes it just really convenient. I have a couple of other iced tea pitchers, David's Tea iced tea pitcher. Maybe I have two David's Tea iced tea pitchers, and this one is my favorite out of all of them. And you can get this one, of course, through the company website, but also from Old Barrel Tea Company. And I do have a discount code that you guys could use on this. I think it's good on this, not just loose tea. You guys will have to let me know if you try it in the comments below, but it's just good one time per person. So if you've already used it, you'll have to watch for other codes, but if you haven't used it, the code will be below. But I really like this iced tea pitcher. This tea that I made this time, it looks kind of like green and swampy. I mixed two of the flavors that I got, and it turned out really good, but I think next time I'm gonna try those two flavors separate. Okay, so I've moved the iced tea pitcher out of the way, so I'm no longer holding it in this box. I'm just gonna grab these teas at random and tell you about them and my thoughts, and possibly read you the ingredients. Okay, so the next one I got is a bourbon brew, and I've had this one before. We don't have it right now, but Abby smelled this one, and she's like, oh my gosh, we have to get that because it smells so good. It smells like butterscotch and vanilla. They have changed the labels so that the new ones are a little bit easier to read, but I actually only have one of those labels here, and I hope that they make that change to all of the labels because it really does help with reading them. With my regular glasses, when I'm not wearing contacts, I can read the labels fine. It's just for some reason with my contacts, I can't. So anyway, okay. So this one has rooibos, American oak, pu'er tea, and corn, and it smells and tastes very butterscotchy, and it's a really nice tea. And so, like I said, we've had it before. So this is our second, I mean maybe third, because I think I might have had a full one, and then I think it came a small one in one of the tea boxes, or maybe it came blended with something. We've had it blended with like an Irish tea from them that had lemongrass in it, and that was actually really delicious, and I kind of liked that blend a little bit more than just plain. I can't think of off the top of my head what that was, but I'd have to look. Okay, this one is lavender rose chamomile, and this is an herbal tea, and I'm going to tell you guys, this one is probably one of my new top favorites. This one I might not have bought before because it has the lavender and the rose in it, and I'm not a big like floral tea person, but this one has also the mint and the chamomile, and it's just like perfection. It is so good. We made this one during our trip in our iced tea pitcher with cotton honey, and it was just amazing. It was so refreshing and so delicious, and I bought this one with the purpose to make it iced, but it says actually to serve it hot on here, and I'm sure it would be amazing hot as a nighttime tea. So I look forward to trying that. The only thing I don't like about iced tea is that you have to use so much tea in order to make a pitcher of it. And so your tea goes a lot quicker, which is a really good way to use up teas if you have teas that you want to use up. But it makes me not want to use this one for iced tea very much, just because I don't want to run out of it. I will probably definitely have to restock this one if I run out, because it is really, really good. And I enjoy this tea a lot. But this one has chamomile, peppermint, red rooibos, lavender, rose petals, and natural flavors. So that's really good. Okay, the next tea. So this is one that I knew ahead of time that I wanted to check out, and it's just very simple. It's white peony tea, peaches, calendula, and natural flavors. It smells very fresh and bright. I love delicate white teas, and the peach is just like a nice, delicate, fruity flavor. So I think this one's gonna be really good. This is one of the few that I haven't tried yet that I picked up when I was in their stores. So I will have to let you guys know about that one. Okay, this is Fire on the Mountain. And this tea, this is a handwritten label, and I'm not sure when and why they use the handwritten labels. I've had a couple handwritten ones. Maybe it's because they were newer teas, or they just haven't gotten a restock of labels. If they're older teas, I'm not sure. I honestly don't remember seeing this one on their website before. And I feel like I've really looked through all the teas on their website, but I could be very wrong. They might have had this one for a long time and I just didn't know. But this one is so interesting because it's super smoky and spicy. It's got that Lapsang Souchong black tea in there, which is a very smoky black tea. And at first when I first learned about that tea and smelled it and tried it, I was like, what is this? I didn't understand. Like, it was just weird to me for a tea to be smoky, but it's grown on me, especially in blends where it just adds like an interesting depth of flavor and scent. And so it really works nicely in this tea. This tea doesn't have the ingredients on there, so I did write the ingredients down from their website. But this one, it says it's smoky, spicy, and earthy, and it has honeybush, Lapsang Souchong tea, cocoa nibs, rose hip, cinnamon bark, red peppercorns, orange peels, cloves, safflower, and natural flavors. You can tell that there's a lot of spices in that, and it tastes and smells very spicy. I actually mixed this one with another new tea. I had that one with mocha mate, and it was delicious. I added some cinnamon honey that I picked up in their store. This is the cinnamon honey. I'm kind of going out of order here, but this is cinnamon creamed honey, and it's actually not made by Old Barrel Tea Company. In their locations, they'll carry both local and artisan brand items, not necessarily locally, but just small company like artisan brands. And so this is one of 2 honeys that I saw in the Albuquerque store from this company, H.L. Franklin's, and we got to try this honey in the store, and it was just really yummy. I love cinnamon, and so this honey was delicious. And so I added this one with the mocha mate and that Fire on the Mountain, and it made a delicious cup of tea, which I'm sure I will drink over and over again. Fire on the Mountain does remind me more of like a fall or winter tea, but I kind of like those flavors all throughout the year. So I don't know. I'm not the kind of person that just drinks teas only seasonally, I guess. Some of them I do kind of save for certain seasons, but I still love a winter and fall tea during the summer and spring. Okay. So mocha mate, this one is a high caffeine. This one says it's coffee-like, decadent, and rich. And this one is it just smells like coffee and chocolate. I might not have picked this one up had there not been a sample and had Abby not loved this tea in store. This one has toasted yerba mate, dark chocolate chips, and calendula and natural flavors, and she loved it, and so we ended up buying this one, and I'm glad I did. I have had this one before mixed with their berry tea, and their berry tea by itself is too tart for me, and it was still a little bit on the tart side when I mixed it with the mate. I had to add honey. But this is one of those teas that could be really good mixed with a variety of things, or really good by itself, as evidence of our tasting in store. But with their berry tea, it kind of tasted like a chocolate covered strawberry. And so that's a really fun tea to add to our collection. This next one is Butterfly Garden, and this is an example of their newer label. And you can see, hopefully, I'll try and put them side by side here. I don't know if it'll focus on them. Okay, I think this works a little bit better. But you can kind of see how the description or the ingredients, now they have the ingredients on the front, and they're bolder and darker. And this had a little description before, and the ingredients were on the side. Where now the description's kind of on the side, and it's bolder and darker as well. So this is a lot easier for me to read than their regular kind of label, their old label. And so I'm really hoping that this is the label that they're switching to. It just makes it easier for, I think, anybody to read. But this one, it says, let's see, Butterfly Garden Oolong, and it says, enjoy iced with honey and lemon. This blend brews blue, but turns sunset pink with fresh squeezed lemon. And I think a lot of us have had teas that have the butterfly pea flower in it. I know I have several from a couple different companies, and that's always kind of a cool little trick to squeeze lemon in it and have it change from blue to pink. But this one, I don't remember seeing on their website. Maybe it's a new one. Maybe I just passed it by somehow, but it smells very fresh and fruity and bright and crisp. And so we got this one as a good one to brew in our iced tea pitcher. And this is the one that I actually brewed a couple days ago in that pitcher. I think separately they'd be a lot better, but this is the lavender sage lemonade. And they had a sample, I think, of this one in store and it was really good. But I decided to mix this one with the butterfly garden, and I think it was just too much like lemon ingredients, and so it ended up brewing like kind of a funky color, but it still tastes good. I just think that they would be better separate. I think there's too much going on with the combination, but this lavender sage lemonade, oh, this one says it's really good to brew with a black tea. So I might try that one, but I'll have to try it by itself first. Okay, so this one is lemon myrtle, lemongrass, lavender, lemon peel, sage, licorice root, rose hips, and calendula. And yeah, this is just like a kind of a variation on like a lemonade, and it was actually really good in the store, and it smells very, very lemony. And so that's a fun summer one to make in our new iced tea pitcher. Did I read the ingredients on the... I did not read the ingredients on Butterfly Garden. This is an oolong, and this one has, and I don't even need my little reading glasses for this one because of their new labels. But this one's a oolong tea, green rooibos, chamomile flowers, rose petals, lemongrass, butterfly pea flowers, strawberries, and natural flavors. And so that one's gonna be a lot of fun to drink, but I think I'll drink that one separate instead of mixing the two. Okay, so the next one I got is strawberry hazelnut pu'er. And this is one that I had in mind that I wanted to check out on their website when I went in person. And this one, I really enjoy the pu'ers from Old Barrel Tea Company. I think they are not too earthy. Sometimes pu'ers can be too earthy and almost like soil-like to me, soil tasting, or what I imagine soil tasting like. And so I haven't loved them, but when they're mixed properly with other ingredients, I do enjoy pu'ers a lot. And I like them in the afternoon, kind of after I have lunch, just to help with the digestion and add a little bit of caffeine to my day. And this one just sounded really good, so I wanted to check it out. And this one smells delicious. It smells kind of like strawberry and chocolate, although I'm not sure that there's chocolate in this one. I don't know that I tasted the hazelnut that much, except more of a general nutty kind of flavor, like berry and nut flavor. Oh, there is chocolate in this one. But this one is a pu'er tea with rose petals, cocoa nibs, and natural flavors, and that's all that this one has. So the strawberry must come from the natural flavors instead of fresh dried strawberries. And I'm not sure why they didn't add strawberries, other than maybe strawberries make it curdle and they wanted people to be able to add cream. I'm not sure if strawberries make your milk curdle or not, but that's the only thing I can think of. So, but I had this one the other day, and this one was really delicious. I drank it hot, just plain. I think some honey would be delicious in it as well. I tend not to add a lot of cream to my teas, but I do add honey occasionally. Okay, now this is one that you guys have probably heard me mention before. This is the banana bread coffee pu'er, and I love this tea. This tea is delicious. I've gone through at least one tin, maybe two. I think I didn't buy it when I ran out this last time because I knew I'd be stopping by in person and I wanted to be able to pick it up then. But this one is just amazing. And I love this one especially with their salt cedar. Oh, it smells so good. With their salt cedar honey. And it's kind of a darker, richer honey, and it just helps bring out those kind of rich coffee cake-like flavors. And this is one of their several teas that have actual coffee in it, and they use Durango Coffee Company, which is local to Albuquerque, in some of their teas. And I have liked all of the teas that they've added the coffee to. The ones off the top of my head are pineapple upside down cake, which is delicious. And do I still have some of that? I should have bought another tin of that one. I might still have a little bit. And then Christmas Cabin also, they add that coffee to it. And so I like them a lot. This is one of my favorite teas. Okay, pu'er tea, red rooibos, banana, Durango Coffee Company, ground coffee, Durango coffee, whole bean coffee, calendula, cinnamon bark, and natural flavors. And so I love this tea, love, love, love. I highly recommend it. If you are going to buy just one tea from this company, I think this one is it, because It's amazing. It is amazing. The next one I have is Mango Paradise. This is a green tea. This is the other one out of all of them that I just haven't tried yet. This one in the white peach. We haven't been home all that long from our trip. And so and it's hot outside. It's like 100 degrees almost every day. And I just haven't had a whole lot of tea. But this one smells really, really kind of bright and grassy and fruity. It's super full. I think this one might be good hot also, because I've had some like fruity green teas before that I really enjoyed hot, maybe with a tiny bit of honey. I'll have to try this one and see. But this one's got sencha tea in it, and sencha tea isn't always my favorite, but there's another tea, and so that might have scared me away, but there's another tea that they have, their green chili bizcochito, which I absolutely love, is definitely one of my top favorites, also from Old Barrel Tea Company. I'd say that would be another must purchase in my opinion, and it is unique because they add green chilies to it. And I already have a couple tins of it, so I did not purchase more in store, but I love that tea, especially with their vanilla bean honey. But that one has sencha, and the sencha is really good in that one and is not overly grassy, because sometimes a plain sencha or something with too, I don't know, maybe it's just a plain sencha, it's just too grassy for me and I wasn't a fan. But this one just has sencha green tea, blue cornflowers, mango, coconut, and natural flavors. And so I got this one to make as an iced tea, but we'll probably try it hot as well. Okay, the last regular loose leaf tea that I bought is Somerville Sweet Tea, and this is a black tea. And this one I made iced. I've only made it iced so far. I think that this one will probably only get made iced. I don't drink a ton of black tea. This one might be good hot too, actually. But iced, it's amazing. It has a mint in it. It's got regular black tea. It's got oolong. Let's see, black tea, oolong, lemon peel, spearmint, calendula, and natural flavors. The mint and the combination of teas in here just makes this like the perfect summer iced tea. We made this one with some honey. I can't remember what honey we used in this one. They're all delicious from Old Barrel Tea Company. Almost all my honeys are from Old Barrel Tea Company, because I just really, really like their honey and I love the company. And so I do have a lot of their honeys. But this one, it was just delicious. And I highly recommend this one, especially iced. I've not tried it hot. And then the last tea that we bought, and this actually was on top of the deal. So that was, I think that should have been 12 teas. We did buy 5, get 1 free. So we got 6 from each store. But one of the stores I threw in at the last minute, I threw in one of their matchas. And this matcha I made into a hot matcha the other day. And I'm gonna have to say, if there's any tea that I'm not glowing about from Old Barrel Tea Company, it's their matcha. It was just a little bit on the grassy side, and I think that is fine for a lot of people. But personally, I've had matchas that I preferred, especially like the ceremonial grade matchas from Adagio, and I think the Tea Spa I really liked. But this one tasted to me more like a matcha matsu from David's Tea, in that it's a little stronger flavor of matcha, and it's just slightly grassier. And for a lot of people, they love that. And so for you, I would recommend this as a good, affordable matcha. This has, let's see, maybe 1.5 ounces, I think it says. And I think it was about $14. I can't remember for sure. I'd have to look back at their website. But there's a good amount of matcha in here, and I don't think that that's a bad price for it. And so, if the grassier kind of matcha is the matcha that you like, then I would recommend this one. For me, I'll probably end up throwing this into some smoothies with some other ingredients, or adding it to my vanilla protein powder to shake up with a matcha, because that will just kind of disguise that grassy flavor a little bit. So moving on. The last item that I have in my haul here is, one more honey. This is their cotton honey, and we wanted to we were gonna pick up the cinnamon honey. So at the Albuquerque store, did I already say this? You can try all the honeys, and which is really awesome. And so we were able to try some of the honeys that we had not tried or purchased before. And so out of the ones that we had not purchased, Abby liked this one the best. And it's a very well-rounded, like all around honey. And so we picked this one up, and we've already used it in some iced tea, and it's very good. It's delicious. I actually added this one to the lavender rose chamomile, which was an amazing combination. But we picked up this one and the cinnamon honey. And so I highly recommend all of their honeys. But in the Albuquerque store, you can try them all, any that you want to, and that was a lot of fun and definitely a delicious little treat. At the Flagstaff store, I think you can still taste the honeys, but they only had 2 honeys there in store because it was a much smaller store. So, and you can see video footage of both stores in my other video, the last one that I posted, I think. So you'll have to check that one out. So that is everything that I purchased from Old Barrel Tea Company. Okay, I totally forgot to retry the chocolate orange pu'er. Okay, as it's cooling down now, it's still warm, it's not cold. I can taste the orange a little bit more. And it does kind of remind me of like those, like a less sweet version of the chocolate covered orange sticks. Have you guys had those, or those chocolate covered orange slices? This one's really nice. I think that this one is just fine plain. I think a touch of honey would really bring out that orange flavor, I bet, especially probably their wildflower. Is that what it's called? Wildflower honey. I bet that would be really good in this. So I'm going to finish my tea and clean things up and put my teas away. I hope you stuck around to the end. Let me know in the comments below which of these blends sounds the best to you. I hope you guys have a great day, and we'll see you next time. Bye.